Three, two, one, one, two, three, three, two, one.
What's going on, y'all? You know who it is. It's Nat the GM with my guy Jones in for sports. And we're back with
What's
another
going
episode
on?
of the podcast. What's going on? Jones, how you
We
been?
back. I'm good. We back in action. Full
Listen,
action. So, whew.
I feel like we got a lot to talk about. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you caught them games. I know that, right?
Sure did. Sure did.
Give me
And
your.
before we get it out,
Go ahead.
before we get it all out, it's early, y'all. It's early. Just remember, just keep that in mind, y'all. It's early. Relax.
It's who you saying that for? The Lakers?
Yes. That's one of them. That's one of them.
Bro, they look bad, man. They look bad. You know, it looked like Austin Reeves pulled a highway robbery. Like he pulled a Tobias Harris. Like, woo! Like, what's going on? Let's just jump over it and talk about the Lakers. What the hell is wrong with the Lakers, Jones?
The Lakers right now, and like I said, it's early, but right now they look like they want to be in the same position they were last year. That's just what they look like. We can't start a game. The Lakers act like the first quarter don't even exist. They don't even play in the first quarter. They show up in the second quarter. They start coming back because we don't like taking leads for whatever reason it is. We don't like taking leads until the second quarter. We want to work hard for whatever reason. When we got a 50-year-old fucking LeBron James, we want to work harder, but that's okay. So we play better in the second quarter. Then the other team gets adjusted to it. They get better. Then we're going back and forth. And then like last year, we can't close games. Because what? AD doesn't like showing up. He shows up when he wants to show up. He picks his spots. He's a pick'em guy. I'm going to show up right here at this moment. I'll show up. I mean, game one of the NBA, who did they play? The Nuggets? That showed me everything I needed to know about the Lakers right then and there, especially with AD. He showed me everything. 17 in the first half, 0 in the second half. He showed me everything I needed to know. So, and the Lakers do what they do. Like I said, we start off slow, come back, play a little bit of defense, make the game look interesting. Then the team takes on this 20-0 lead, and then now we're crawling back. And sometimes we get back, and sometimes we don't. But for the most part, we don't. But it's frustrating being a Laker fan right now. It's definitely frustrating.
I see it in your face. You're like, damn, I chose the wrong team. You could be a Celtics fan, you know. It makes things easier, makes things a lot better. You know,
we're feeling good at it. You have every right to be feeling good right now. I give you that. You have every right to be feeling good right now because your team looks like how it's supposed to look. Your team look like how it's supposed to look.
Not that
they doing with all the additions you had. They doing what they doing.
Man, not that damn bench.
mean,
I'll tell you that.
Yeah. The bench needed a little bit of help, but they doing what they're supposed to do. Now, go back to the Lakers real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say that the additions we made, I do like the additions. They are doing, making splashes. Prince is hitting threes. Vincent, he comes in and makes a splash here and there and sets up the offense pretty well. But other than that, it looks exactly like it did last year. Exactly like it did last year, and that's just frustrating for me. And like you said,
Mm-hmm.
where's AR? Reeves, you just got paid. Don't be one of these guys that get paid and dip. Don't do that. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing
That's
that over
exactly
here.
what he's.
I know you.
That's exactly what he's doing.
We no. We can't do that over here, bro. No, not in the Laker in uniform. No, you. At most you could say I'm a little tired from USA basketball, but that's the most I can give you. That's the most I can give
We hype
you.
like the thing is people hype the average player. You hype the role player, and then you mad because he's a role player, and that's crazy.
But he nice though.
He's
He
really
nice
good.
though, Nat.
He's really good. He's really good. But I know a lot of really good role players.
You say he's really good.
He's really
He's
good. I
good.
mean, shit. You know, Emmanuel quickly is a 6 man. I'd rather watch him any day of the week. He coming off the bench. I rather he's a role player. That's not a star, but that's a role player.
Yeah,
He's good though.
that's
He's
true.
fun. So the Lakers are a funny team to me because they look like they should be great, but they're just mid. And
Yeah,
it's not going to change. They're going to go on a run. Don't get it twisted. They're going to go on a run. There is a
for sure.
run in there with this team because that's how they're built. They're built for a run, and you maintain it. LeBron plays well, and then we're reminded that he's about to be 39 years old, and
Mm-hmm.
he can't do everything anymore, So it's like this team would be great if LeBron was like 32. Oh my God, this team
Forget
would
about it.
be.
Oh my God.
See, this is like 6 years too late. That's what you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
If this team would be great if there was a clear number one on this team. There's not because LeBron can't be that anymore. He's got to play
Mm-hmm.
the back to somebody because just of age, not like because he's not skillful and he's not one of the GOATs,
Right.
but it's because of age. You can't do like Father Time is undefeated, y'all. Like you're not going to do nothing with
100%.
age. Your body just goes through different
Exactly.
things when you hit 30, when you hit 35, when you hit 40. It's like, and he's pushing 40. So
Absolutely.
AD, as talented as he has always been a great Robin, but he needs that guy, that dude that's gonna do everything and be on for 35 minutes, and then he come in and do the cleanup. That's not this team. So the Lakers find themselves in an interesting spot right now because what do we have here? So let's look at the conferences. Now it's only been 3 games, right? Only been 3 games, so we ain't gonna force it. The Lakers are 1-2, and
Yep.
the games that they've
The
lost,
win we got,
huh?
I said the win that we got, we should have lost that one too against KD. They didn't even have
Phoenix,
Bill or
right?
Booker in.
Man,
Yeah.
they
So
should be 0-3.
we could be 0-3 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an L. I wouldn't have felt good about that game at all. Like I would just consider
I
myself
definitely
0-3.
didn't.
But like the Lakers got a lot of issues. I think that like nobody wants to say it maybe in the locker room. That's like, hey, this is not going to work. We're not going to compete. We're going to be fun, at times, and we're going to get people riled up. We're going to win 45 games, and maybe be 6th, 7th in in the West, excuse me. And then, one of those the other teams, higher teams are going to kick our ass. If you run into Denver, they're going to kick your ass, And
Yep.
I asked
Sacramento gave us some problems.
Listen, I asked this question, I think last week, right? No, this couple days ago, excuse me. I said, if Phoenix and the Lakers played in a series, who are you taking? And a lot of people said LA. A lot of people said LA. I'm going to be real with you. Healthy, right? What I saw from Booker and KD with no Beal, this is what people like. You have to remember this. I don't know what people like, why people forget. Bradley Beal is like a dude that can consistently score 25 points. He's a bucket getter. He can get buckets. That's what he does. He ain't played.
Yep.
He ain't played. Like,
Right, exactly.
we don't know what they're looking like. But Booker and KD, we've seen that. And they look good. They play good together.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Phoenix. And I'm taking Phoenix because I know that Booker can turn it on and not let his foot off the gas. And point guard Booker is a problem. Point guard Booker. I like point guard Booker. That dude's a problem.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What did you think of
Sure.
Phoenix? Like, what did you think of Phoenix and point guard Booker? No longer having CP3, to do the distributing. It's now him, and he's getting everybody involved. What did you think of, especially that first game? What did you see in Phoenix?
Phoenix looks good. Like you said, they don't even have one of their best players in Beal in there yet. First game, KD looked a little rusty. He didn't play his best game, but second game and third game, he looked like himself. Book left off came back where he left off in the playoffs, just straight getting them, booking it. I mean, if you get those three guys all together and they're playing like that, because that's the thing. My biggest thing about teams that I believe can go far in the playoffs are teams that are consistent, that have players that are consistent. They have consistency. Booker and KD alone, like they're straight. And the way they've been playing, they just look like they haven't lost a step. It looks like they've been in the gym all summer, getting better, still thinking about, we need to get back to the finals. Like, what's going on? We got some of the best players in the league right now. It would be a bust if we don't. It would be a bust. People are going to look at it like, you guys should have made it. Yeah, there's some other great teams out there, but you got KD, you got Book, you got Beal. And then y'all healthy, you should do something about that. So, the Lakers are one of the favorites. And I understand it to an extent, and I'm a Laker fan, but you still got to remember, Bron is still pushing 40. AD is still not consistent. Yeah, on paper, he's one of the best, but he hasn't shown up game to game. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for game to game. If he's not going to give us game to game, then we're going to end up doing the same shit we did last year. And I, as a Laker fan right now, I'm not happy at all. But the Suns look good, so I would take the Suns myself if I had the bet.
What you think of the Suns bench?
The bench, I like it. It looks there's. I think right now they're going to once they get Beal back and they figure out that rotation, that bench will look a little bit better. They didn't look all that great. They can get. I think there's a lot of improvement that that will come along, but I think that's going to come along once they have more depth as far as who's going to be out there with them. Is it going to be KD? Is it going to be Book? Is it going to be Bill? Right now, it looks like it's going to be the switch of Book and KD. Right now, it looks like more Book from what I've seen. Look like Book has been getting a little bit more time with that second unit, but I could see that being either KD or Bill once he's back and healthy. So I'm not really too worried about the bench because when you stagger it like that, that goes for any team, honestly. If you can stagger it and you get at least a few guys that can give you a few buckets, you're gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the bench is as bad as people blew it up to be. People were just like, not a good bench, not a good bench. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, if you really look at the bench and you look at, Okogie, he's coming off giving a spark. Eubanks stuck some good defense or whatever, which I really like Eubanks. He's solid. You don't need, like, this is the thing when you talk about benches, you don't need superstars. Nobody's looking for superstars on the bench. You can't pay somebody $50 million to come off the bench and give you 50 points. Like, that just doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
You need people that come in, play the right way, play some defense, grab some boards, and make sure they don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
Right.
You know,
Don't fuck it up.
that is
Simple.
the key thing to a bench. Don't fuck it up. If I put you out here, you better not fuck it up. And that's
Right.
what the bench
Yeah.
does. And they haven't been fucking it
Don't
up.
lose the lead. You're right. Exactly. They haven't been fucking it up. That's your job. Get in. If we got a lead, keep the lead. If we losing, can you get us a little closer? And then if we're
Yep.
even, stick around that area. Don't fucking go from we losing by 5 to losing by 15. Like that's what a coach's nightmare, the starters'
Yeah.
nightmare. They don't want to go to the bench and be like, damn, I gotta get up already, coach. Shit. These motherfuckers is fucking up already. Like, but I like you said, I think there's nothing to worry about with that bench. They got guys, and like I said, I think they're gonna have either Buck or KD or Bill staggered with them so that it balances out a little bit if they start messing up.
Yeah, I believe in Phoenix up until they play Denver. Denver looks, Jesus Christ, like they look like they're poised to go right back to the finals.
No rust, no rust at
like
all, and
it.
that's scary.
Like I'm looking, right, Jones. I'm looking at the West, right now. We've seen the rosters, right? We've seen what's going on. We see who's gonna play. Now there could be some trades. We don't know, but you're looking at it.
Right.
Dallas, they're gonna fall. They're gonna fall. They're gonna be in so many close games, like
Yep.
every
And that's what's
game.
gonna kill them.
Yeah, it just some games
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna win by 5 to 7. Then there's a lot of games where they're gonna yo-yo between 2 and 3 points with the other team till somebody pull away and win it. But they're gonna keep games real close the rest of the season. Like they're not a threat at all. They're fun. I think that they're
absolutely
they're
entertaining
cool.
for sure.
Yeah, they're fun though. The Clippers looked solid. I like what the Clippers have, but that's always going to be a team that I look at and be like, I be rooting for them because I like
you gotta keep a side eye.
Say it again.
I said, yeah, no, that's definitely a team that you got to keep your eye open with because you never know with them. On paper, obviously, they should be one of the top teams in the West, but we know the injuries and time management and all that stuff. So we'll see how that all plays out. But they got the pieces for sure, and they look good so far.
They do.
Outside of the sorry to cut you off. The
go ahead.
One thing that was a little concerning to me, and it's obvious I knew it was going to happen eventually, was Russ taking the last shot and Kawhi just not being about it. Like, what is this motherfucker doing? Like, I knew that was going to happen eventually. Like, Kawhi, like, no, Russ, no, don't do that. That's for me. That's for me, God. That's for me. But I hope that doesn't, continue to where it derails them, because that's not, we know Russ can do that. Russ has the capabilities of doing that.
Yeah.
Just warning you as a Laker fan.
No, he can do that, but to be honest with you, the reason why they are contenders like they are is because of Russ. You take Russ off of the Clippers, I don't see them the same anymore. So, I mean, kudos to the Clippers organization for being a place where it can showcase that Russ is he still got a lot of dog in him, and he still, can play out here. He's still like athletic like crazy. He's still in a lot of ways that guy. He just can't do what he used to do like every game. But he's in a great position. He's in a great position though with the Clippers. This is great for him, and I think that they're sneaky good. As long as they're healthy, I even have them like causing too much hell. For a lot of teams, like in one included, one that I'm definitely thinking about is the Lakers. I just don't see how a healthy Clippers, healthy Lakers. I don't know, man. I gotta take the Clippers, man. I don't know.
They got our number, so I mean,
I don't know.
They got our number, so I wouldn't be surprised by it at all.
Yeah, I would say that, but I like what the Clippers are doing. They look healthy. One team right before we switch over like a little bit to the East, because the rest of the teams are just young, like young
Right.
teams. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. They're gonna be up and down. It's okay. The Golden State Warriors is the biggest question mark to me in the Western Conference, because you would think that they are done.
Right.
Everybody thinks that it's over, that reign is done. Watch 3 games, and I'm like, they're 2-1 in first 3 games. But did you watch how they were winning games? What do you think of the Golden State Warriors? Because that's a sneaky team that might not just go away.
That's for see, like a lot of people have asked me about the Warriors, and I think honestly they're going to be. What did they finish last year? Was it sixth or a little bit lower than that?
They were sixth, if I'm not mistaken. Keep talking, I'll get you the record.
I think they're going to be somewhat around what they looked like last year. I don't want to say struggling, but similar to like how you said with the Mavericks, they're going to be in every game, but I don't know if they're going to be putting. I don't see them putting away teams. Steph is going to have to do a lot of the heavy work, um, and if they can stay healthy, then for sure, I think they're a playoff spot. No, no question. You still have a lot of talent. It's not like it's
Mm-hmm.
just Steph out there. Clay can give you what he can give you. He's not going to give you the old Clay. Same with Dre. Dre's going to play defense, but he's not going to be as efficient on that side as well. And it seems like, well, how many games has he played? Has he played in any of those games? I know he didn't play the first game. I didn't see any other the other 2 games.
Clay did play. How did
No,
Clay
not
do?
Clay. Dre.
Dre only played in
Dre.
one,
Oh, okay. He only played in one, right? Okay.
and I think it was the one
So,
last night.
right, the last game. Um, yeah, so I think they're going to hold their head above water, but it's going to be similar to last year. They're just going to slide in, maybe just get that the 6th spot and lock in, or be hanging around that 7, 8 spot. But I definitely see them as a playoff team because of Steph. What's the guy that they were asked they've been asking to step up on that team on the off the
Kaminga,
bench?
Kaminga. Yep.
Kaminga. Yeah, I think him with CP3. I think CP3 is going to be a big plus for them. Honestly, like I think him, especially with that second unit, I think he can help those guys a lot because he's one of the best leaders in the league. He's one of the, if not the, has the highest IQ in NBA history. So
Mm-hmm.
having a guy like that with those young guys can do you wonders. So I think um, if they can stay, if that bench can stay above average, and Steph, when those guys do what they do, they'll be fine. I don't know. I don't see a play. I don't see a deep playoff run though. I'm gonna be honest. I see first round exit because it's gonna be tough this year. It's gonna
So
be tough.
last year, right? So I got it for you, right? So last year they were 44-38, and they finished as the 6th seed.
Mm,
So do you see
yeah.
them finishing higher or staying the same?
Let me look at the rest again. Um,
Because like I can tell you right now, so what we're looking at for the West, so we obviously Denver, you got Phoenix, Clippers, Lakers, Sacramento, who looked good too. Sacramento looks really good.
yeah, yeah.
Memphis,
Ah, man, yeah.
Memphis is 0-3.
They. hmm Yeah, I knew that they're screwed. That Steven Adams injury really ruined their season. So that's probably what they're going to look like the rest of the season. But yeah, I see them lower actually now that I'm looking at the standings because I see a lot of these teams improving. I
Mm-hmm.
love if the Pelicans can stay healthy. Woo!
Yeah,
Give
that's a
me
sneaky team.
65 games of Zion. There's going to be some trouble with Ingram, CJ. Those
Yeah,
guys got talent all over that squad.
yeah,
So,
like New
I-
Orleans, because
mhm,
CJ didn't get a chance to play a lot with Zion.
right,
Really any ball with Zion, and then Brandon Ingram and Zion have been trying to work it out for the past a few seasons or whatever. And we know they can play together, but they have
right.
some real dogs on that team. Like they got some guys that
Yeah.
really get after it, and they're very smart. They make really good decisions, but they're a team that if Zion is healthy, like this is the thing, Zion. The key is Zion because he is a man
He is Zion.
amongst the boys. You know what I'm saying? He's like when he plays, it's like get out of my way. You know, I watched a lot of clips of Charles Barkley because they're like, he's like a Charles Barkley or whatever, and I was like, damn, I can see it. I see what you mean, undersized but dominant. At that power forward position or whatever, at that big position, like you played big. So I
Right.
understood what they meant by that. So New Orleans is an interesting team. I think that they can. You know what I want to see? New Orleans versus Sacramento.
Yeah,
That's
that's a good series. That would be
that's
a
a
good
series
series.
I want to see. I want to see young to young, like young guys. Like I want to see
Yep.
who can like knock each other out.
That
Because
would be.
last year Sacramento had to play Golden State. You had to play an experienced Golden State. Unfortunately, when you get them in a game 7, you're gonna have to take Golden State, who got that some guy by the name of Steph Curry. There's some dude named Steph Curry. I
Yep.
think he's good. But when you get him in a game 7, I'm taking Steph. Like Steph be cooking,
Yeah.
but he's a legend. But the young guys I would want to see. I kind of don't want to see the older, more experienced guys versus the younger, guys or
Right.
whatever. I really want to see the young guys go at it, But
Yeah. No, that would be a lot of fun.
yeah, exactly. This East
What
though.
do you think about? Wait. Before we go to the East,
Uh-oh.
my thoughts. Your thoughts on OKC? Do you see them sneaking in there this year?
I have them as the 8th seed. I like OKC.
Okay. Yeah. Me
I
too.
really like OKC. I think that this is their time to take that step because if you look at their roster, Chet is one of my favorite young players to watch. I was high on him last year. He gets injured and then, he's out or whatever. But I was like, damn, I really want to see him play. Full year later, he looks great. He's
Right.
an underrated shooter. People don't really peep him shooting. He is a big sniper. Like he's going to be able to shoot that damn ball from anywhere. He's going to be crazy on the threes. He's going to be
Yep.
he's going to be a hell of a fucking player. I'm so huge on Chet.
Right.
His defense is crazy,
Yep.
And then you got Shea, and then you got Giddy. It's like they got a
They got
squad.
weapons. They got
Yeah.
weapons for sure.
So I think that they get into the 8th seed or the 7th. I think they're a playing
Right.
team.
I can see that.
I think they get in this time.
100%. 100%.
So yeah, I like OKC though. Shout out to OKC. I love what they're doing out there, man. Such a good organization too because they got the right picks. They picked the right players. Like when you talk about drafting talent, OKC, man, they are so.
Now they did the process
good.
right.
Yes, like they
did the process right.
They just know what they're doing. When you talk about a rebuild, look at what OKC is doing. If you can't do that, you ain't rebuilding.
Right. That's
you know what I'm saying? You wasting your time.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
But
they went hard.
Yeah, they were hard. They went hard, and I really like what they're doing. They're fun to watch too. That's a team on League Pass. If you got League Pass, watch OKC. They are fun. And they're gonna make the playoffs. I don't know if it's a hot topic, crazy. I don't know what it is. I think they're gonna make the 7th, 8th seed. OKC.
Yep.
So this East though.
East side.
So all right. So listen. So as you know, Dame in Milwaukee, right?
I can't even hold it together yet because I just know she's on cloud 9 right now. So go ahead, feel yourself.
You know what's funny? Dame in Milwaukee, I love it, right? So Dame in Milwaukee is a great match for this team and for Giannis. This is exactly what Giannis needs and what he needed. He needed somebody else that could score. That could take over. It can't be just him. So you get rid of a defensive specialist and you get Dame coming in there. I think that's a great addition. Is every team they play going to score 120 points? Is anybody in Milwaukee going to play defense? Because I guarantee you, if this is what it's going to be, where it's 120 points for the people that they are playing, I am confident in my Boston Celtics whooping their ass in a 7-game series. All right. If I have any takers on that, all right. Nat _the _GM. Nat the GM on Twitter. DM me, okay? Because I feel great.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a problem for the Bucks. That's something that I was banking on them to have is defense. You cannot just have offense. That's not good. I know it's a offensive league, but defense wins championship. That's always been the case and will always be the case. So you got to play some defense too. Because if you're going to just play offense, you guys don't stand out over anybody else like that. You know what I mean? But defensively, you got to stand out. Celtics, to her credit, they stand out with defense as well. Now, is it gonna last all year? We'll wait and see.
Look at you.
We'll wait and see.
Last all year. Spoken like a true
I don't like how she's feeling so good right now. I don't like it because both of my teams look trash. Both of them, not just one. Both of my fucking teams. Both with an
say
F.
your teams. Say your teams.
The Lakers and this fucking squad.
Listen.
I mean, the Celtics slapped the shit out of us first game, so I already knew that was coming.
You know what's funny though? You know what kept y'all in it? Them damn threes. Them threes kept y'all in it because if it wasn't for them damn threes, y'all were lost by about 18.
Now, speaking of my Knicks, are you ready to come on my side about this Julius Randle thing yet, or what are we doing?
No, I'm still a fan of Julius Randle. Shout out Julius Randle. But this is the thing, though, right? I think that they're gonna heat up. And so this is what I see going for the Knicks, right? I'm about to tell you something, right? I don't think this is the team you finish with. I don't think so. Okay. I think that there's a blockbuster trade within the Knicks organization finally. And the guy that I'm looking at, I think, is Embiid. I think Embiid is New York.
That's what's been going around. I don't want to jinx it, but I hope it fucking happens. I hope it happens.
I think that, it all depends though, right? So this is a couple things. So the 76ers have also started off pretty good. And it's because Maxey has taken another step. He's reached another level.
He's that guy.
I think that the majority of us knew that he could reach. We were just kind of waiting. I think we all like Tyrese Maxey. He took another step though. So if he continues to play like this, and I keep saying this again, what's my guy's name over there? Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre is probably the best signing of the offseason. I could not think for the life of me why my Celtics did not look at him and say, you want to play with us? Old wing that likes to just go on these 3-point tangents and 15 tangents. He has a home at any team because he's like that. He's not great. This is not what you're looking for with Kelly Oubre.
Right.
He is a hell of a bench player though, but he can start. Yep. And it was a great signing. He is actually going to help them prolong whatever this rebuild was creeping up on, So there's a possibility that because the addition of Oubre and the progression of Maxey is actually going to keep Embiid in Philly, and then they still compete. Yeah. So what do you think of Philly so far?
I agree with everything you just said. It makes perfect sense because, especially with all the drama going on with James Harden, it looks like they're going to probably move on from him. Doesn't look like that's going to be fixed. But So if they move on from him and they feel like what we have right now is good enough, maybe they add someone to that. Because I can definitely see them keep Embiid and then adding someone with a Harden trade. I
Yep.
can see that happening. And if that's the case, then shit, they like you said, they're they're gonna be a team that's the East is just gonna have to be like, damn, they're still here. Like we thought the process was over, but I thought the process was over. But they're not giving up on it. But if it is, I hope everything you said before about him coming to New York is what fucking happens. Embiid, we will treat you right. You will be the king out here in New York. Nobody else will get no love. It'll be all you, my guy. So bring your black motherfucking ass, your African ass over here, you big motherfucker.
Oh my. Listen, um, I think that it could happen. We just got to see what goes on in Philly, and if they continue to play well, I give it 15 to 20 games. If if them 20 games they are 15-5, Embiid's not going anywhere. That they are
Yeah.
competing. You know.
Yep.
So also though, Philly, what do you think honestly of your Knicks? So I really do like the squad that you have. So you got one guy on there that I swear by. I think that this dude, like, I wish I could multiply him, like, and just like, oh, you get a Josh Hart, you get a Josh Hart, you get a Josh
My
Hart,
my
because he's
fucking
a
guy.
utility guy. He's a guy that he comes
My
in, he
guy.
can score 12 points, he can get you 7 boards, he can get you 7 assists. Who the hell don't want somebody like that on their team?
Exactly. Why
So
wouldn't you?
So what do you think of your Knicks though? You like the roster? Because even though I think y'all are 1-2, but I think it'll change. What
Mhm.
do you think of the roster?
I like the roster. I really do like the roster. I just don't think it's good enough to compete with the top tier teams. And
Yeah,
that's my see, I'm not one of those fans that are okay with just being competing. Even though it's the Knicks and we haven't fucking competed in a long time. And a lot of us are just like, yay, we're good again. We're like competing and we're in the
right,
playoffs and shit. I'm not one of those guys. I don't clap for making the fucking playoffs. I did the first year we did a couple years ago. I was happy about that. Yes, yay. We're back in the playoffs. Cool. Now we got to take the next step. It's about progressions with me. We need to keep going. Right now, we look
right.
like first, the second round knockout. That Cleveland, who we knocked out last year, looks better than us. So if we don't look better than the team that we beat last year in the playoffs, how the hell do you expect us to get past that?
I
You
got
know,
y'all beating Cleveland. Uh,
you got us beating you.
yep,
Ah,
I'm not gonna change.
ah,
I can't. Who's their small forward?
small forward. What was it Mobley? Not Mobley. What the hell's his name? They got Mitchell. What
You can't
I
even
always
name
forget
their
their point
small
guard.
forward.
I can't forget. I can't remember their squad like that. What's Garland? There we go. Garland. You got Mobley. You got um shit. Yeah, I'm forgetting their names. I'm forgetting their names.
So they signed Max Struess.
Struess. There we go. Struess is one of them. That's a good signing, but yeah, like you said, it's not nothing that's gonna be scary for the Knicks. But I just this Knicks team doesn't wow me. They don't wow me. Like there's nothing. It's yes, they're competitive again, but it's not competitive to where you like your team. You're looking at a competitive. All right, we looking at a deep run in the playoffs. The Celtics, the Bucks, the Knicks. I don't see that. I see the same old Knicks team. We can win some close games, and but nothing that's like, all right, no, we're gonna go on this fucking run, and we're gonna be nothing to be hyped about for me. I'm a hard Knicks fan, but there's nothing for me to be hyped about right now.
But that's
I don't see
also
that.
But that's also because, like a lot of teams, like okay, look at the Bucks. What did the Bucks do? They went and did two blockbuster
Dwayne got
trades.
Dame.
Right, but they did two blockbuster trades in a matter of 4 years. So when they lost Malcolm Brogdon some years ago, they had a hard time competing, and they had to replace him. So they
Mm-hmm.
finally replaced him, and they went and got Drew Holiday. And then when they got Drew Holiday, they won the championship. And then the last 2 years, they were a second round exit and then a first round exit. So then they made another blockbuster trade. Now, if you go to Boston, now a lot of it is homegrown. There's a lot of guys that we just have. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
After a few seasons of the same old song, they said, okay, we got to do something different. And they did two blockbuster trades. So they go and get Kristaps Porzingis, and then they go and get Drew Holiday. The problem with the Knicks is you're staying pat on a lot of these players, and you got to kind of pull the trigger at some point and make a decision. So right now it seems like y'all like everybody. You like everybody but Julius Randle.
Right. Right. And for me, it's like like you said, we're staying pat. And what has staying pat gotten us? What has staying pat gotten anybody besides the Nuggets right now? The Nuggets, they just said, fuck it, we gonna come back with the same squad we had last year and still bust y'all ass. And they doing that. So credits to them. But other than that, there's not a lot of teams that stay pat and get better. Maybe a few more wins here and there, but we're talking about big wins. We're talking about playoff wins, advancing to the next round. Nobody wants to stay at the same place. We got to the second round again. Yeah, it's got to be. That's the only way it moves. The Lakers in 2020, blockbuster trade to go get AD. They win a championship. Like you said, Celtics, they didn't win the chip, but they got there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, teams, you got to make moves. If you want to go win, go show us that you want to go win. And us as fans, they're not showing us that they want to go win. They're getting us nice necklaces and stuff and splashing in our face and say, hey, look, we got Jalen Brunson for you. Hey, that's nice. Okay, cool. But is he going to win us a championship or get us to the conference finals at least? No, we're not doing that. So there's nothing for me to be hyped about.
You need that trade. You need that thing. I don't know who it is just yet, but if things don't go according to plan with Philly, I do think Embiid is a glaring, obvious choice, because you're talking about a package of Julius Randle, probably RJ Barrett, and maybe a couple firsts.
Couple picks, yeah. Yep. Got to.
You know what I'm saying? And there you go. And there's your star. So
right.
Real quick, let me update the score. So, tonight got a full slate of games.
Right.
Chicago is playing Indiana. Right now they're in the second. 9 minutes, 19 seconds to go. 35-32 Chicago. Boston is killing Washington in Washington. 52-28.
We don't have to go back to Boston, but go ahead.
Yeah. 52-28 second quarter. 8 minutes, 52 seconds to go. Brooklyn is taking on Charlotte. Charlotte has 25. Brooklyn has 42. And they are in Charlotte. Minnesota is taking on Atlanta in the ATL. Minnesota right now, 7 points. Atlanta, 12. Minnesota just scored. That's 10-12 right now. 8 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the first. And Portland is taking on Toronto. In Toronto, score 7-8, and that's Toronto leading by a point. 8 minutes and 53 seconds to go. Go back to Boston. You said you wanted to go back.
Yeah, so I got to say something that I don't want to say because it's going to hype you up, but I got to be real.
Okay.
Boston, between the Boston and the Bucks right now, it's clearly the Boston Celtics. This is why I say this is the Boston Celtics.
Why?
They are hitting on a lot of cylinders right now, and they're getting they're getting what they needed from those guys they picked up. They're getting that defense, they're getting those points, they're getting um, that energy from Drew Holiday and
Mm-hmm.
Porzingis. And nobody's left out. I think that's another important thing. Nobody that was on that team last year is like having to be like, where do I fit? Where do I fit in this offense now that KP's here and Drew Holiday's here? That's what I was looking for in both teams, in the Celtics and the Bucks. Where are those guys that now have to take a back roll a little bit, you know, take a back seat to these other guys, deservingly so? How are they going to fit in? Well, they fit in. They fit in. After I was
Yeah.
watching those games, I'm like, White doing like he don't need to go crazy. But last game he went crazy. Like
Yeah.
they're just gonna have their moments where they're 3 blocks. I mean, shit, what's going on? White, what? Come on, you cut your hair and you doing that now? What's going on?
White's
You
nice.
turned into Brian Scott.
White's nice. Come
I know
on.
he nice, but woo. I mean, dang. And then when you talk about the Bucks, my question for them now is, I thought Middleton, this was the perfect situation for Middleton because now there should be more open shots for you because you got Giannis and you got Dame. You should have the space, the floor should be open,
Mm-hmm.
easy decisions. And right now, it just doesn't look like that. And I don't even want to say it's all his fault
Mm-hmm.
because from the games that I've watched, the 2 games that I watched of the Bucks, it didn't really seem like they were trying to find him that much. And when they did try to find him, he didn't really know what he wanted to do with it, whether to shoot it or try to give it back to one of those two. And that's not what you want to. You want to put yourself in that position where you're second guessing yourself and your role and stuff. That's you. You've been there. You're a champion there. Your role is
Mm-hmm.
secure. Your role is secure, my guy. Now you just got a guy that come in here is just gonna make your role easier. So I don't know whether it's him just overthinking it or is the team hasn't just found how to make it work with him and Game and Giannis. So I'm a little bit worried about it, but again, like I said in the beginning of the show, we're only 2 to 3 games in, y'all. 2 to 3 games in.
Two
Boston
to
look
three
good.
games.
Hey, have
Two
fun
to
with
three
it,
games.
Nat.
I
You're
mean,
looking good right now.
I'm looking at how they're winning though. I'm looking at the how. So the one thing that I do love about that win versus New York specifically is they were afraid to go in the paint. And New York, after a while, they were just like, man, like, move your big ass. Like, and
Yeah.
Kristaps, I think, is an underrated defender,
Oh
because
yeah.
you kept saying, "Oh, he can't defend, he can't defend." And when I say you, like a lot of people were just saying that he can't
Right.
defend.
Right.
I'm just like, what does that mean? Because if you've watched him, you understand that he loves to block shots. He has fantastic timing
Sure
with
does.
blocking shots.
Mm-hmm.
Shot blocking is timing. It's
Yep.
effort and timing, and he's got both. So he has great timing. And then the main thing I have to say is him moving his feet. I don't think he's ever been on a team like
Mm-hmm.
this where you have to move your feet and you have to be
Right.
smart with your body, not just your arms, your body. So
Mm-hmm.
him being on this team right now, it's going to help him as the year progresses because now you're on a team with these high expectations. That's never happened
Yep.
before.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah.
what I liked was he literally deterred people away from the paint. Everyone was looking at the paint and they were just like, nah, like I'm not
We're
going there,
not
or they were
going in
getting
there.
blocked. He had like 4 block shots and it was great. Um, that is a difference to me because when we had Robert Williams, I love Robert Williams. Shout out to Robert Williams. Robert Williams was like 6'9". So you would still
Yep.
kind of go in there to test him. And usually when New York played Boston with Robert Williams, the paint was always a thing for Julius Randle, for Brunson,
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the
Yep.
guys, because they would just be testing the paint and they would take their
Yep.
chances. A lot of guys weren't
Mhm.
taking their chances, you know, on in that game, and I loved it. The difference, though, is when you go back and think about the Miami Heat game. Bam had a really good game. He played great. So
He did.
played great. So now we're looking at it. Boston has to now probably with the Miami Heat play a double big lineup. And what you do is the
Yeah.
first point of contact is Al Horford. The second in the paint is Kristaps Porzingis. And that is, I think, how they're gonna play that in the playoffs. Because when Kristaps was allowed to basically be in the paint and just like all to the shot, put his hands up or whatever, it went much better, for him. And he was able to get a lot of deflections. He was able to, to bother a lot of shots. But he can't be the initial point of contact, I think, for a mobile big like Bam. And
Yeah.
and that's if Bam
And it's
feels
physical.
like scoring,
Yeah.
but
For sure.
yeah, so if he feels like it. And he felt like it that game all of a sudden, which was fine. But two they weren't ugly, but they were two close games, and those were two games I guarantee you they would have lost. Last year or the year before. Those were
Oh
L's.
yeah.
Guarantee those were L's. Now I'm looking at it 52-30 with the Washington Wizards. They need if they're now beating the teams they're supposed to beat, this is a recipe for success. Because now if you're putting
Oh
away
yeah.
these teams, okay, so now we are being different from the last 2 years, 3 years, because we weren't beating the teams we were supposed to beat. So this is good.
Exactly. That's the difference.
Yeah, so the only question mark I have right now with my team is the bench. I'm gonna keep saying it. The bench is atrocious. And I also don't understand the rotations. I don't understand why Brissett doesn't play. O'Shea Brissett doesn't play.
Yeah.
Keta doesn't play. Um, Peyton Pritchard has to show me something. Right now, he has 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. And that's solid. But he doesn't have any points. I would need about 5. Like. And Al Horford right now has 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. The big three for Boston. The big three for Boston. I'll run this through and I'll throw it right back to you. Jaylen Brown is hot right now. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 or 5 from 3. He's cooking. Good. Jason Tatum, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And Kristaps, 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. They all got
this is as of right now.
As of right now, yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Like I said, if the Celtics can play like they've been playing, well, like let me say this: if everybody hits on all parts of the game, as far as the players, they're doing their offense, defense, and they're playing their roles, they're gonna be the ones that to finish this in the East. Like honestly, they are on paper, they are the better team than the Bucks. I'm going with the Bucks just because I'm big with Dame. Dame is my favorite player, one of my favorite players. So I'm going with the Bucks. Yes, I said it. I'm going with the Bucks. I know you mad, Nat, but it's okay. We talk about it in the playoffs.
We'll
like
talk about losing. It's okay. Fine. I'm okay with that.
See, I can't even be mad at you said that because like I don't got nothing to back me up. So I can't even back myself up after you said that. But the Celtics, they got what it takes. If they keep, you got Jalen doing what he's doing, you got Brown, you got White, you got KP, and you got Drew. And they're playing defense as well.
This is a problem. 57-30 right now. I mean, these guys are cooking.
Who they playing?
Washington.
Oh yeah, they're gonna clean house.
They're gonna kill Washington. It's okay.
They're gonna clean house.
Washington, you know what, should
But
have a fire sale because they got a lot of pieces on that team that go if they go elsewhere to a contender, Jesus Christ, does somebody need a Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole somewhere. Jordan Poole's probably gonna stay here and really cook up with
yeah,
Washington.
and I was just gonna say he's gonna cook up
Gallinari,
over
I would
there.
love to have Gallinari back. We didn't even get a chance to play him. He was injured the whole damn year. Gallinari is one of my favorite players, actually, ever to watch. And Kuzma, he's got 10 points, 2 rebounds, and an
Yeah,
assist.
I like Kuz.
What
What
do
are your
you
thoughts on?
go ahead?
What are your thoughts on the Heat? You think they're gonna be back where they were last year, or this is gonna be the year that they just can? It doesn't work this year. The Heat culture doesn't get them over the hump.
Um, I think that the Heat are going to be competitive. I think they're going to be very competitive. But this is the thing. If you remember the what's the season? The bubble
Mm-hmm.
finals. The very next year,
Yep.
they went out in the first round to the Bucks.
Yep.
In the very next year, they lose to Boston, I think, in the Eastern Conference Finals, and
Yep.
then last year they get to the finals.
Yep.
So they have a weird kind of little thing that they do.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, right? So if I go by that motto, I would say that this is the year they probably don't do so well.
Yeah, I 100%.
Miami is another team that I think that they try a lot of things. They tried some trades, didn't work out, but you need a guy. You need the guy. They do not have that. They have
They do
2
not.
Robins,
Yep.
and they're trying to do something with 2 Robins and great coaching. If this doesn't tell you that my guy over there, what's the Jesus? His name just escaped me. What's the head coach over there?
For Miami, Eric Spoelstra.
So it just went out of my damn head. Eric Spoelstra is the absolute best coach in the league because he's taking guys that probably wouldn't play on another team or play as much. He's giving them a role, and they're competing. So I
He
think
got guys paid.
yes, he gets guys paid. There's nothing I can say about Eric Spoelstra other than great things. He's phenomenal. He's amazing, and I love what he does with the
100%.
Miami Heat. I'm actually sitting and watching, the game the other night, with my wife, and my wife is just like, I really like how they play basketball, and I look at her and I'm like, who you talking about? And she's like, Miami Heat, and I'm like, what you mean? And she's like, I just like how they play. And I knew what she was saying. Like,
Right, what she was
like
talking about. Yeah,
she's like, they play so well together. And I was like, yes,
they
it's like
do.
they're phenomenally coached, but she was right.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna tell her that, but she I'm not gonna tell her that. But she was right.
There's only one side over there.
I was like, whatever. I was like, you like how the Boston Celtics play? I thought, yeah, they play amazing, don't they? Whatever, but she was right in what she was saying. How they play ball is
because you can
amazing.
just
How
see.
to come off set the screen, shoot the 3. Get an open look, get your guy to open look. I was like, yes, that is so simple, but yet people don't do it.
Right,
So
exactly.
it was. I got what she was saying. I was like,
right. Does she watch basketball a lot?
If I put it on, yes, but by herself, no, she ain't gonna watch it.
Right. So that's just perfect because the Miami Heat is a perfect team to watch if you're not a everyday basketball fan. If you want to learn basketball, that's the team you go watch. They don't got all the biggest stars or anything. They got basketball players, and it's a great coach that's going to teach the basketball, teach you how to play. Right.
So I was like, I guess I watch more. I was like, I watch a lot of Miami Heat games, but I don't think we watch them together. So I was like, all right, I'll put the Miami Heat on. All right, look at them. They're bums. they're
They're
bums.
bums.
He hit the three, but he's a bum. Like, but you know,
Oh my God.
but any last words though, like before we wrap it up, like for the week, and then,
Last
you know,
words I have is it's early, y'all. It's early, so get it out now. Y'all can get your little shit talking about my Knicks and the Lakers. Get it out now.
we will.
Because we gonna go on a run, like she said earlier, and we gonna look good. Now the Knicks, I don't know how far we gonna go, but whatever. It is what it is. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
And then the Lakers, y'all better get y'all shit together, bro. AD, get your shit together, bro. Get it together. Because we tired of this shit. Bron is tired. This is why Bron said he wanted to retire. Because of your ass. Because of your ass.
He a little tired.
Get it together. He's about to be 50 years old. He tired of doing this shit. He been doing it for 21 years. AD, you young still. Let the young old man relax, all right? He said he's going to give you the throne. Take it. Fuck. That's all I got to say.
Shout out to my Celtics beating the brakes off of Washington 73-39. 73-39.
In the first half?
Yeah, it's not even halftime. It's not even halftime. Shout out to my Celtics. Y'all know what it is. It's Boston.
Somebody beat them before we get another episode, and y'all got a 1 week to beat these motherfuckers. Get an L on there so I can rep them when we come back on here.
Okay, all right.
She can't be the only one happy on this show.
You should be happy. She
can't be the only one.
Wow, you should be happy for me. Damn, like you know, you a secret Celtics fan. Nah, man. But we gonna get up out of here. You know, we two Celtics fans, and now we got to go watch the game and support our team. You know. So.
Yeah, we gonna go support our team. Fuck the Knicks taking this shit off.
All right, y'all. Yo, Nat the GM. My guy Jones for Sports. Subscribe.
Enjoy.
And we out of here. Peace.
That button. Peace.
Oh man, you my guy.
You know what?